Hey, it's Good Guys Bets. Let me tell you the real reason 99% of people lose in sports betting. It's not the teams, it's not the picks, it's not the bad beats, it's this. You're not losing to the book, you're losing to the line. And until you fix that, you're gonna keep losing the same bets. You should be winning. And here's the part nobody tells you. You don't win when the game ends. You win when you place the bet. Because let me tell you, the line you lock in is everything. And this is where the data gets scary. Over 70% of NBA and NFL game lines move at least a half point before the game starts. And a half-point swing decides the result of over 25% of games that are played. Bettors who grab an early line beat the closing line 63% of the time. And bettors who wait only 28% of the time. That alone explains most losing seasons. It's not the picks, it's the timing. You've lived this. You liked a team at -2.5, but by the time you saw it, the line had already moved to 3.5. You bet it anyway because you still like the side. Final score, they win by 3. Your team wins, the capper wins, but you lose. Same pick, same analysis, but you got in at a different line. And you walk away thinking you're cursed or it was a bad beat, or that you're not made for sports betting. But none of those are true. You just didn't get in at the right line. And this is where the real damage happens. You start chasing, you start reloading, you start tilting because you always feel like you're one step behind. You start thinking sports betting is emotional, when really it's just mathematical. Here's what I've learned from years behind the scenes. Once you consistently beat the closing line, it flips the entire game in your favor. And I don't say that lightly. Here's my actual data from using the system over the last 3 years. We beat the closing line on 61% of all of our plays. 74% of NFL spreads beat the closing line. 68% of NBA totals beat the closing line. Plays that beat the closing line hit between 57 and 62% of the time, depending on the sport. Plays that don't beat the closing line only hit 49% of the time. You're basically flipping a coin at that point. And that's an 8 to 13% difference. That's the difference between having losing years and having over $500,000 in verified profits like us. And yes, that $500,000 is all 100% real, tracked, and verified on Pickett, all because we beat the closing line, which means beating the market, which in return means beating the book. And here's what that looks like in real life. We send a play that's -1.5, the public sees that line at -2.5, the line ends up closing at -3, and we end up winning by 2. Our members cash and the public loses. The influencers who sent it blame the variance. Meanwhile, it was the same pick, but it had 2 completely different outcomes, all because of timing. And this is why I created Good Guys Bets. One word, edge. Not to sell hype, not to sell locks, not to sell fake screenshots, but to give you the exact timing edge you'll need to be able to make thousands of dollars from sports betting. Here at Good Guys Bets, here's what we offer. Plays sent before the line moves, closing line comparisons so that you can see the edge, real record tracking, no emotional gambling, no guessing, and most importantly, no late lines. You get the advantage before the public ever sees it. So if you're tired of losing games, you should be winning. And tired of watching the line move against you, tired of feeling like you're falling behind every single day, click below and join one of the fastest growing sports betting communities on the internet, Good Guys Bets. Here we win the bets before the games even start. We beat the line, and most importantly, we beat the market, which means beating the book, which means you and I making a lot of money. Now let's get to work.